Oh my God.
Hey! Guess what? Guess what? I'm so excited to be here with you. I'm so excited. You have made the high five. I don't know what's happening on Facebook, but this thing is jumping up all over the place. You have made the high five habit the #1 audiobook in the world. It is #1 on Audible. And you want to know the crazy part, everybody? It's only been out for 24 hours. This is self-published. I don't know if in the history of audiobooks there has ever been a #1 audiobook in the wait a minute. The 5-second rule was. The 5-second rule, my first book was a #1 audiobook of the year 2017. But I mean, do you know how many audiobooks there are right now? We just knocked Bob frickin, what's his last name? Woodward?
Yeah.
Something like that. The political, he's off the map. We are #1. That's because of you. Unbelievable. And so we are having a party right now. We are having a party. We are celebrating this massive milestone. And I also wanted to celebrate with you all the incredible posts that we're getting. Oh, you know what I need, Amy? I need to have the email from Charlotte in front of me. Every single morning. First of all, everybody, welcome in. Why don't you tell me in the comments, do you have a copy of the High Five Habit? Are you reading a copy of the High Five Habit? What are you getting out of the book? What's your reaction to it? I'm going to read you some of the reactions. Today is our first live stream. I'm going to be going live every single day. I'm going to be reading from this book to you every single day. I am going to be answering your questions every single day between now and October 15th. We are going to have a virtual book freaking party every day. You want to know why? Because I am on a mission to give you the tools in this book. I'm on a mission to explain the science behind the tools in this book. I'm on a mission to help you learn how to empower yourself again. I'm on a mission to teach you how to lift yourself up when you're struggling. I'm on a mission to help you tap back into that confidence that is inside you. I'm on a mission to help you flip that light back on inside you. That's what we are up to here, everybody. And so if you have gotten your copy of the High Five Habit, please post a photo of yourself with it online so I can high five you back. If you have not gotten a copy of the High Five Habit, no worries. We are going to sell through, I think, everything at Amazon. That's how fast these things are flying through. Get to your local bookstore. Get yourself a copy. This is a book you are going to want to have. It has got the science that you love from me. It's got real stories from people just like you and me who are using the tools in this book to change their lives. And I'm so excited for you to learn all the science, because I think when you understand the depth and the research that explains why simple tools work, you're more likely to use them. And so what we're going to do today is we're going to read a couple of the comments. I love that people are saying the High Five Habit reminds me to cheer for myself. Thank you, everybody, for buying the book. Thank you for reading the book. Thank you for sharing the book. I self-published the audiobook. Yes. For the print version, I partnered with an amazing publisher, Hay House. And Hay House is incredible because they're really innovative from a business standpoint. And they also can do the things that I don't really do that well in terms of distribution and that kind of stuff. And plus, the High Five Habit, it's coming out in 23 languages and counting. And so I really needed a world-class partner that could help us at that level. I self-published it on Audible through the platform called ACX, which is on Amazon. So it's super easy to self-publish your own audiobooks. And as you can see, just by my example, I had never been a successful author when I published the 5-second rule. It was a self-published book, became #1 on Audible. And within 24 hours, you have made this self-published book, The High Five Habit, the #1 audiobook in the world. We are #2 on Amazon in terms of the hardcover. So you are doing that too. And the Amazon list is in real time, so it goes up and it goes down. But I just want to thank you. And yes, you better believe I narrate that puppy. You better believe it. It's going to be me in the front seat of your car with you, or in your earphones going for a walk with you. And that's why I love this book so much. There's been so much negative energy, so much negativity in the world, so much celebrity promotion. Wouldn't you love to have just something for the everyday person? Wouldn't you love a simple tool backed by science that works for real people? Wouldn't you love to know simple things that you can do for yourself, for your family, for your kids, for people that you care about, that are proven based on science to boost your mood, to increase your energy, to help you tap back into the confidence inside of you? That's exactly what this book is about, everybody. It is about self-empowerment. It's about tapping back into positive energy of hope, of optimism, of faith. And I think we all need that right now. I mean, these last 18 months have been a hell of a hard ride for all of us. And so I think that this is the message that the world needs right now. This is the tool that everybody needs. You need to know that you have within you the ability to leverage science every morning in 5 seconds flat to boost your mood, to increase your focus, to lift yourself up. And I love it that it's brightening your commute time in Japan. I love that you are taking this book along with you. What are you getting out of the book? And please, 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 post a photo of yourself with the book online. Please, if you've loved this book, write an honest review, because your honest review about what exactly you got out of it and why you love this book, it actually helps somebody else. And that's part of the message of this book too, that when you start to empower yourself, it has a ripple effect through your whole life. When you start to learn how to pick yourself up, guess what? That impacts your kids. It impacts your coworkers. When you learn how to look at the human being in the mirror and be able to help them feel inspired and support them through this really challenging moment, it reignites something in you that trickles through your whole life. You know, this pandemic has been a real challenge for every one of us. And I know that it's been a real challenge for you. I'm also here to tell you, this is the most incredible moment in your life to make a big pivot. This is a moment when you have the energy and the confidence and the inspiration inside of you. You can take everything that you've learned about yourself and about what really matters to you and about what you want the next chapter of your life to look like. And you can start using the tools to high-five yourself forward and propel yourself forward, just like spectators high-five runners in a race to propel them forward and motivate them to keep going. Just like when you're on a sports team, you high-five each other in order to send yourself into the game, feeling like you could win, feeling a sense of partnership. That's what the tools in this book are about. And I want to read to you some of the testimonials, everybody, because they're incredible. And they are having the exact impact that I wanted this book to have on your life and on your loved one's life. That's what this is all about. So I'm going to read to you some of these. This one, Mel, the introduction to the high five had me bawling my face off. I felt so heard. Thank you for being you, for providing people like me the resources to get through and be better. And thank you for being my favorite walking buddy, thanks to Audible. You know, people like me, I am not somebody that is writing books, that is like, I'm not in this for any other reason than to help real people. And I think that the way that you help real people like you and me is you tell real stories, you give real tools, you give really concrete, actionable advice, and you come to the table with a real sense of service and a real desire to really impact somebody's life. And you can only do that when you kind of understand just how difficult it's been. And so I'm going to read some more from you. Here we go. Thank you. Oh, I love this one. Mel, 52-year-old man here in Minnesota. I downloaded the Audible version last night. My morning commute is 33-mile drive beginning at 4 a.m., long before sunrise. I ride alone, but not this morning. Your familiar voice kept me company, Mel. It's like you were my passenger on a road trip. You are sunshine on some of my darkest days. Thank you for all you do. And P.S., I even gave myself a high five in the rear view mirror. Oop, this just went off. That's okay. And It felt corny, but he felt the effect. And, here's the thing, everybody. The high five only works when you do it. You can't think about high-fiving yourself and make it work. You got to do the physical motion. And the science in the book in chapter 2 explains the ridiculous groundbreaking research around what I'm talking about. You see, this is so much bigger than just, hey, celebrate yourself. That's not what this is. We are unlocking programming that's in your brain. You've been high-fiving other people your whole life, everybody. And all of the programming associated with a high five is in your brain already. This is why this is so cool. What does a high five say, everybody? Write down in the comments. When you high five somebody else, what are you saying to people? You're saying, I believe in you. I love you. I support you. You got this. You have never high-fived somebody and said, you're a failure. Your face is ugly. You're fat. You ate too much last night. That's not what a high five represents. All of the positive programming, I believe in you. You got this. I know this is challenging. Keep going. I got your back. We can win. All of that is right here in your brain already. You've just put it toward everybody else. I'm just teaching you using research in this book to take programming in your mind, body, and spirit and aim it back at you. The first of a dozen tools is the high five in the mirror. And yes, it feels weird. And yes, it sounds cheesy. And yes, you're going to resist it. But I want you to do it anyway. Because the second you start to raise your hand and push through the weirdness and you push through the resignation and you push through the resistance, something crazy happens. Your mind actually recognizes the physical motion. This is called neurobics. And your mind then taps into the positive programming that's already in the brain. So when you raise your hand to your own reflection, your mind goes silent and you feel this boost in your mood because all the positive programming from literally high-fiving everybody else your whole life is now going to marry with your reflection. The reason why you'll either laugh out loud or you'll cry or you'll feel like this boost is because every time somebody else high-fives you, you get a drip of dopamine. That's the feel-good chemical. The same thing happens when you high-five yourself because your brain just recognizes the gesture. It doesn't care whether or not you're high-fiving someone else or high-fiving yourself. You get the same drip of dopamine. You get the same positive communication looking at yourself. I believe in you. I love you. Come on, we can handle this. Pick yourself up. You got this. You are practicing self-empowerment. You are practicing self-love. You are practicing self-confidence. You are practicing self-worth. That's what this gesture is. You're making it a habit to encourage, to see, to support, to celebrate yourself. That's what I'm teaching you. And you'll feel a little bit more energized, and that's your nervous system. You see, your nervous system is wired for a celebratory energy when you wave hello or when you hug somebody or when your team scores or when you high-five somebody. So that sort of lift that you feel energy-wise, that's science, everybody. Yeah, it feels kind of hokey and weird. You want to know why? Because you right now have the opposite habit wired into your brain. You stand before a mirror and you ignore yourself. That is a habit of self-rejection. If you can't look yourself in the mirror, you're probably a people pleaser. You probably have low self-worth. You probably have low self-esteem. If you can't look the human being in the mirror and see somebody that's worth cheering for, that's trying, that needs your help, this is where it all begins, everybody. If you struggle with people pleasing, it's because you're insecure with yourself based on how you treat yourself. Of course you feel insecure if you stand in front of a mirror and you see nothing but things you need to fix. And this isn't just women, everybody. Yes, 91% of women don't like how they look, but 50% of human beings, men and women, either can't or don't want to look at themselves in the mirror. That is sad because that is a form of self-rejection. So if you can't stand before yourself and accept yourself, if you can't stand before yourself and literally see a human being that's trying their best and who needs your support, how on earth are you going to go out into your life and actually be yourself? You're going to feel insecure because you feel insecure with yourself. That's why you're looking at everybody else for validation. If you're chasing likes, or you think that you need a certain amount of money in the bank, or you think you need to drive a certain car or live in a certain neighborhood, or you already be achieving your goals before you're going to clap for yourself, you got everything backwards, everybody. You got to bring validation, empowerment. You got to bring that all back in-house. You got to learn how to celebrate yourself. You got to learn how to be okay with where you are and high five yourself every step forward. This is not just a good idea. This is science. You see, being hard on yourself, how is it helping you, everybody? How is being hard on yourself helping you? How is looking at everything going wrong actually helping you? It's not. You are pile driving yourself into the ground with your own freaking thoughts, with your own rejection. I was doing the same thing. Every single morning, I would wake up and see all the crap I needed to fix. I would see my dark circles under my eyes, my gray hair coming in, boob hanging lower than the other, all the things I didn't like. I would start my day by drifting into all the things I hadn't done, how bad, and how overwhelming. The dog needed to be walked. This is how the number one motivational speaker in the world was starting her day. You know why I started my day that way? Because it's a fucking habit. I have been doing it since I'm 12 years old. Same thing with you. We all talk about meditating. Meditating's great. Yeah, it's great because it teaches you not to react to the negative shit in your head. How about if we go hand-to-hand combat with that shit? How about every single morning, instead of beating the shit out of yourself, you raise your hand in celebration and you actually, as an act of defiance, are like, shut the fuck up, because that person in the mirror, I got that person's back. That person's trying. You don't talk crap to that person. Not on my watch, you don't. This is what you're actually doing. Let's get honest about how you treat yourself. You're fucking horrible to yourself. Horrible to yourself. You go out into your life and you hope that your boss recognizes you. You hope that your family is cheering for you. You hope that your friends are going to celebrate you. You hope that the people that follow you online are going to like your shit. You actually got to bring it back to the beginning. You got to bring it back to the person in the mirror and how you treat the human being in the mirror. You want everybody else to start loving you? You got to start loving yourself. Exactly where you are. And let me tell you something else. Simply talking positive won't do shit. And let me tell you why it won't do shit. Because if you have hated yourself for decades, if you have picked yourself apart for decades, if you have beaten yourself up for decades, you will not be able to stand in front of a mirror and be like, I'm amazing. I love myself. I'm beautiful. Bullshit. It's not going to work. And I'll tell you why. Brain programming. Your brain is so programmed to think the opposite of that positive mantra. It doesn't work. That's why you don't do it. That's why you kind of snark at it. It doesn't work. You shouldn't do it. But what you should do is high five yourself. And let me tell you why. It's insane science. The programming's already in your brain. We're going to trick your brain. You can stand in front of the mirror and you can go, I'm a failure. You can stand in front of the mirror and think, I am unworthy. You can stand in front of the mirror and say, I'm not good enough. I'm damaged. I'm this. I'm that. You can do that. But the second you go to raise your hand, the science takes over. Your brain knows what a high five is. So your brain is like, shut the fuck up. We're not talking about failure right now. We are high-fiving this person. And the second you raise your hand to high-five yourself, you go, whoa. Wow. Yeah, life's hard. But I still got your back. Whoa. You got big goals. I see that. And stop beating yourself up about it. Let's just take a small step. Does your favorite sports team start every game by standing in a huddle and go, you suck and today's going to be terrible and we're probably going to win? We're probably going to lose? No. How does your favorite sports team start any kind of game? With a high five. That's how they send themselves into a game. With a spirit of optimism, with partnership, with teamwork, knowing that everybody's going to try today. Knowing that we're in it to win it. And that we're going to do our best. That's how I want you to send yourself into your day. Period. There is so much science to unpack. It's absolutely incredible. You're right. I see so many of you saying, this is powerful. This is the right thing. I need to hear this. This is the right time. Honestly, this is the book that the world needs right now. Every single human being is feeling a bunch of things. We are feeling spun around. Are we wearing masks or are we not wearing masks? Are we going back to school? Are we not going back to school? Are we going back to the office or are we not going back to the office? You are not designed to withstand this level of uncertainty for this long. And that tells me something. Number one, your nervous system is on edge. You are in a state of constant fight or flight right now. That's why your energy is so low. That's why you feel defeated. That's why it's hard to focus. That's why you can't seem to catch a break. That's why everything is super triggering. That's why you're drinking more and shopping more and gambling more and numbing out more. It's because of the fact that you have been bombarded with uncertainty. And so I am going to help you take control of your life by teaching you simple things you can do to A, take control of your nervous system and flip out of fight or flight and into a smooth, calm, grounded feeling. We call this high-fiving our heart. Tremendous science around this. I am also going to teach you how to shut the fuck up to that critic in your head, because they need to get the fuck out of here, right? By high-fiving yourself and using all the science and programming that's already in your brain and your nervous system. For those of you asking about whether or not this works for kids, yeah, it does. It works for kids. It works for senior citizens. I have started speaking about this on the corporate speaking circuit. You cannot believe the number of executives and managers and folks in every industry coming up to me saying, oh my God, I think I realize I haven't been a high-five leader. I'm not even encouraging myself. I'm not even setting an intention. I'm in survival mode, Mel. I gotta start by empowering myself every morning. I see offices, check this out, where they've started now in classrooms with everybody walking into the office by high-fiving the mirror. Completely changes your mood, which changes your ability to focus. It changes the game you're going to play. And so, absolutely everybody. Anybody who wants to share this video, take the video. I don't care. This is exactly what you need to be sharing. What's the topic? We're talking about the high-five habit. We're talking about habits of self-empowerment. We're talking about the fact that you're not the only one who feels like life has punched you in the face and another shoe's about to drop and you can't take one more change happening and you just are exhausted and fried emotionally. And I'm here to tell you, you can absolutely feel great right now. You can support yourself right now. You have within you everything that you need to lift yourself up right now. And this is not some horseshit, positive, toxic, lip service, dumb, surface level. There is so much science in this book, and we're going to start reading from the book tomorrow. Every day we're going to read a couple pages from this book. So if you can't afford it, you can absolutely going to experience this. If you can afford it, buy the fucking book. I'm telling you right now, buy the book. The reason why you want to buy the book is, number one, you want to understand the science. Number two, you're going to want to highlight this puppy. Number three, you're going to want to hand it to everybody that you know. Because when you read the science and you read real people's stories and how practicing self-empowerment, practicing small ways to lift yourself up, practicing the ability to get yourself back into an optimistic frame of mind, how that changes your life, you won't believe the science. And when you start to read the science in this and everybody else's testimonials, you're going to be like, of course I got to try this. As dumb as it sounds, Mel Robbins, I'm going to try this. And so, here's the thing that I want to share with you about what happened today. So now I'm going to tell you a story. So yesterday I woke up and we were number 2 on Amazon and I had a heart attack, and we were number 1 in self-help, and I literally number 1 in Canada. We're on our way to number 1 in the UK. It's a dream come true. And I woke up this morning and I was a dummy and I checked Amazon. Now, why was I a dummy? I'll tell you why I was a dummy. I know that the reason why I'm so passionate about the high-five habit is because I'm on a mission to make an impact in your life. I want to crack open something inside you, and I want the light to come back in. I want to lift up the low energy, and I want to re-energize you and reignite you to believe in yourself again and your ability to change your life, especially right now. Because, in moments of great change, those are the best moments to change your life. In moments where everything seems chaotic, that's the moment that you need to take control. In moments where the whole world is upside down, that's when you need to move. Because so much is opening up in terms of opportunity that if you've ever wanted to launch a business, if you've ever wanted to get more serious about your health, if you've ever wanted to heal your trauma, if you've ever wanted to move somewhere different or go back to, this is the time right now to do all that. And you're not going to do that if you start every day by beating the hell out of yourself and picking yourself apart. This is why you don't feel inspired or motivated. It's because of your own treatment of yourself. And so I'm so inspired to get the high five habit out. I made the mistake of looking outside myself for validation, right? I am teaching you the high five habit. I'm teaching you the high five habit. And I still do the same thing that gets us all in trouble. And I look and I check and oh my God, we had slipped to number 12. And I nearly have a heart attack. Now look, I get it. This is a ridiculous problem, Mel. You're bitching about being the top 12 book on all of Amazon? Come on, woman. No, I'm actually sharing a story about being human. Because every single day there will be things that happen to you that take you from a really positive, empowered, and inspired, calm state into a really low, negative, doubting yourself, circling the drain, negative space. And once you go negative, your mind will start to see nothing but negative shit. This is why part of the high five habit is learning how to flip yourself back from a negative to a positive high five state. High five attitude is very simple. You're optimistic. You are grounded in faith and hope. And you know that based on your attitude and your actions, you can positively impact anything. And so you've got to constantly flip yourself back into this high five attitude because life is going to push you to a really negative low one. So what happened for me is I literally see the number 12. I immediately start going, that's it. Our success was a fluke. I just got lucky. Here we go again. The world is out to get me. You know, nobody's going to support this book. I've just failed. And I start literally going down the drain here in my hotel room in New York. And my daughter looks at me. You know those moments when your kids give you your own advice? I don't know whether to be proud or pissed off, you know, where you're like, okay, shut up. That's for you. That's not for me. And she literally said, Mom, you got to pull it together because your attitude creates your experience in life. And if you start telling yourself you failed, that's all you're going to see. Pick your ass back up, woman. Start looking at all the amazing thing that's happening. And I'm like, you're right. Remind yourself of what matters to you. And what matters to me is the impact. And so I went right back into the thing that mattered. Don't look outside yourself. It's not about the rankings. I personally don't care if we sell another book. I don't. And I mean that, even though I'm telling you, buy the fucking book. The reason why I don't care is because if what happens is that you start high-fiving yourself and you learn about it for free, and then you walk into work and you tell everybody about it, and that spreads through your office and it changes the mood at the office and it changes how empowered people feel, that's everything. If you start high-fiving yourself every morning to take a moment for yourself, to encourage yourself, even though you're not the number on the scale you want to be, even though you don't have the money in the bank that you wanted, even though you lost your job during COVID and you're not sure what you're going to do, even though you feel miserable because somebody said I want a divorce or I want to break up or whatever, and now you feel unlovable. If you can walk into the bathroom on a morning like that and see a human being that needs support and you can give it to yourself, your whole life shifts because you have discovered the simple secret to having your own back. You've discovered the simple secret to loving yourself through life, not just when you're winning, but through every step of your life. And it's so important, everybody, because life is a marathon. It's a marathon. It's interesting. I write about this in chapter 1 of the book. Actually, let me see if I can find it. I'll read it to you. Let's see. I am now looking. Ready. You ready for the marathon story, everybody? I'm reading from page 3. Let's go up morning. Okay, I'm going to read to you the high five story. You ready? Okay, it had been a hell of a few months. I just wanted a freaking break from my life. The stress was nonstop. I'd been so busy taking care of and worrying about everyone and everything else. Who was taking care of me? I'm sure you can relate to that on some level too. In moments like this, when the demands of your life pile up, your attitude can start to tank, and it'll create a downward spiral. You know, in that moment, I needed somebody to tell me, Mel, you're right, this is hard right now. You don't deserve this. It's not fair. But you know what, Mel? If anybody can handle it, it's you. That's what I wanted to hear. I needed reassurance and a pep talk. And even though I'm one of the most successful motivational speakers in the world, I couldn't think of a single thing to say. Have you ever felt that way? You just wake up and you just want a fucking break from your life. You want somebody to come rescue you. You want somebody to fix this. You want somebody to wave a magic wand and just freaking, please, please, I've been working hard. Please, I'm trying so hard. Please, somebody help me. You just want to just check out for a day. The stress has been nonstop. Can you relate to this? Yes. I see people going, today, that's what today feels like. Yeah, I woke up like that. I've woke up like that, honestly, for the better part of a year. And I high-fived my fucking way through it. High-fived my way through it. Now, I don't know what came over me. This was in April of 2020. This is what happened. Or why I did it. But for whatever reason, standing there in my bathroom in my underwear, I lifted my hand to my tired reflection in a kind of salute. I see you. That's all I wanted to say. I see you. And I love you. And I know you're trying, Mel. Come on now. Pick up your chin. You got this. I realized... Hello? Oh, I will take some water. See, she knew I was doing a reading and that I needed some water. Thank you so much. Perfect timing. Do not apologize. Amazing timing. I got to wet my whistle if I'm going to keep on reading to y'all. I realized midway through this gesture that my salute to myself was a simple high five. Recognizable, unmistakable, and as common as a handshake. We've all given and received high fives countless times in our lives. Maybe there's even something a little cheesy about them. But there I stood, braless and uncaffeinated, leaning against the bathroom sink, high-fiving my own reflection. Without saying a word, I was telling myself something I desperately needed to hear. I was assuring myself that I could do it, whatever it was. And I want to tell you something. You can do it, whatever it is. You have the strength within you. Do you know you have survived a fucking pandemic? You have the strength within you. You need to lift yourself up and remind yourself of that every morning. I was cheering for myself and encouraging the woman I saw in the mirror to lift her chin and keep going. You need to lift your chin and keep going. That's what you need to do right now. And you can do it. And as my hand touched the mirror and met my reflection, I felt my spirit lift a little. I wasn't alone. I had me. That high five was a simple gesture, an act of kindness toward myself. It was something I needed and deserved. Immediately, I felt my chest loosen. I squared my shoulders and I cracked a smile at how corny the high five seemed. But suddenly, I didn't look so tired. I didn't feel so alone. And that to-do list, it didn't seem so daunting. And I went on with my day. The next morning, I got up and realized I was thinking about and looking forward to now seeing my reflection so I could give myself that high five. Let me ask you something. Have you ever looked forward or been excited to see you, the human being, in the mirror? I know you've been excited to see an outfit that you're wearing. I know you've been excited to see what your makeup might look like. I know you've been excited to maybe see what a haircut looked like. But have you ever been excited to see you, the human being? You know, that second morning I realized right before I got into the bathroom, I don't think I'd ever had the experience in my entire adult life of feeling excited to see Mel Robbins, the person. And I can see that you're having this breakthrough right now as you're going, holy shit. I've been excited to see friends and I've never been excited to see myself. And so here, and only when I'm losing weight to see if I look thinner. So it's not even about seeing you, the human being. You're actually looking to see if you're worthy of being excited. When you were little, you were excited to see yourself. You twirled in the mirror, you high-fived it, you kissed it. And I see you having this awakening. This is really important because this book goes all the way down to the core of you. This is a book about fundamentally returning home to yourself. This is a book that is going to teach you how to reconnect with the human being that needs you, the human being that stares back at you in the mirror. And you may not have ever realized this either, because I didn't as well. On that second morning when I rounded the corner to the bathroom, I realized there's always two human beings in the bathroom every morning. There's you, and there's a human being standing there in the mirror, waiting for you to realize that he, she, or they is there. They need you. They're trying hard for you. They feel beaten down by the constant criticism and picking apart. They need your support. They need your celebration. That's what this is about, everybody. This is truly about seeing past your face, seeing past the body, seeing through your eyes and into the soul and spirit that you are. And that soul, that spirit, it needs support. It needs love. You got to stop looking outside yourself. You got to stop waiting for other people to give that to you. You got to stop looking at the bank account or the number on the scale or the size of the pants or the title or the car that you drive to give that to you. You got to bring it back home inside yourself. So that next morning, the alarm went off. Same problem, same overwhelm. I got up, I made my bed, I walked into the bathroom, and there was my reflection. Oh, hey there, Mel. There she is. Wow. Without thinking, I smiled. And I found myself high-fiving myself in the mirror again. And on the third morning, I got up and realized I was thinking about looking forward to seeing my reflection. It's weird, but it's the truth. The only way I could describe it is this. I felt like I was about to see a friend. Later that day, I wondered about the times in life when I've gotten a high five. I want you to think right now about times in your life that you remember getting a high five. And put them in the comments right now, okay? Sports, road races, celebrations, birthdays, all that kind of stuff. It's amazing because you can actually remember and feel in your body almost the celebratory energy, right? Like when somebody turns to you and high fives you, you can feel the transfer of belief and energy when somebody does that, right? So naturally, I thought about playing team sports when I was younger. I thought about the road races I used to run with my girlfriends, or watching baseball games at Fenway Park and how the stadium erupts with high fives when the Red Sox score. Or high-fiving a friend when they got a promotion or broke up with that fucking loser or played the winning hand of a game of cards. I love high-fiving during cards. I feel like it creates momentum. Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. And it's kind of like, oh yeah, to the other people, right? So all of that programming is in there. The reason why you can start to remember all these moments is because all the programming is in your subconscious and you can feel the energy in your nervous system. What does a high five communicate? Start writing it in the comments, everybody. A high five is more than a gesture. It says, I love you. It says, I believe in you. What does it say when you give somebody a high five? Yes, absolutely. And then I remembered one of the highlights of my life, running the New York City Marathon in 2001, just 2 months after the 9/11 terrorist attacks killed 2,977 people and destroyed the Twin Towers. For 26.2 miles, the spectators jammed the sidewalks for as far as the eye could see, and American flags hung from apartment windows in every building as the course wove its way through all 5 boroughs that made up New York City. If it had not been for the people watching who for 26.2 miles packed both sides of the route and high-fived me and cheered for me, there is no way I would have made it. On my own, I just don't have that kind of David Goggins Navy SEAL stamina. You know what I'm talking about? I get winded carrying groceries up 2 flights of stairs, for crying out loud. At the time I ran that marathon, I was a new mom. I was working full time. I had 2 kids under the age of 3. I hadn't even done the proper training for a race that long. Heck, my sneakers were barely broken in. But running the New York City Marathon had always been on my bucket list. And so when I got the chance to run it, I was determined to do it. Now, during that 26.2 mile marathon, there were so many moments when my knees buckled and my bladder leaked and my mind pleaded, Mel, you can't do this. I slowed to a hobble. Why didn't I train harder? Why did I buy these sneakers 2 weeks ago? Now, near mile 13, I actually stopped to beg the volunteers at the water station to agree with me. I should quit, right? A half marathon's fantastic. We're just going to stop right here. They wouldn't hear it. Quit? Now? But you've come this far. And that's what I have to say to you. Quit? Now? But you've come this far. You're not even giving yourself credit for the shit you've survived. You're not even giving yourself credit for the fact that you're still trying. You're not even giving yourself credit for the fact that you're still here. Are you kidding me? When you think, oh wait, hold on a second. Where am I? Oh, you are so much stronger than you think. The only reason I completed that marathon was because of the constant encouragement and celebration I received along the way. If I had listened to the voices in my head, I would have stopped running at about mile 7 because that's when the blisters on my feet tore open. It felt so good to be cheered for. So good. That's what kept my mind focused and my body moving. Being cheered for is the most powerful form of inspiration. Those high fives are what fueled my belief that I could in fact do something I'd never done before. When I felt discouraged, how many of you feel discouraged in life right now? If you feel discouraged in life, you need to start high-fiving yourself, because the high five isn't, you're winning. The high five is, I see that your attitude's going down. And guess what? I still believe in you. I still got you. I still love you. And when you do that and your brain gives you a drip of dopamine, you actually lift yourself up and you don't feel so discouraged. And your nervous system gives you a jolt of positive energy. This is all programming that's already in your body, everybody. I'm just teaching you how to use it and aim it back at yourself. And you're not going to feel as discouraged because of the lift in energy. And when you start your day with that small boost in your mood and that small lift in your energy and that small, like, positive, optimistic, okay, it sucks right now, but I got this, man. I got this. I got my own back. I can handle this. I can face this. I've made it this far. I can take another step today. When you can leave the bathroom feeling like that, it changes your whole day. It was the slap of a stranger's hand that kept me from quitting. And that's the thing. A high five, it's so much more than a slap of a hand. It's a transfer of energy and belief from one person to another. It awakens something in you. It's a reminder of something you've forgotten. Every high five says, I believe in you, which will make you believe in yourself. It'll make you believe in your ability to push forward step by step. And that's exactly what I did in that marathon. It took me 6 hours, but I finally crossed that finish line and achieved the goal. Now, when you think about the remarkable power of a stranger's high five, it's easy to draw parallels between life and running a marathon. They're both really long and rewarding and challenging and painful. Now, I want you to just imagine, what if you woke up every morning and you could tap into that same high five energy cheering you on as you ran through your day-to-day life? I mean, stop and think about it. How does criticizing yourself help you? What if you could flip that and learn how to cheer yourself forward every day, every week, every step of your life, step by step, as you move toward your goals and dreams? Imagine if you were your biggest cheerleader, your biggest fan, your own encourager. It's hard to imagine, isn't it? It shouldn't be. I want you to answer this question, everybody. How often do you cheer for yourself? And don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Because I'm the most positive person you know. And this morning, when I saw us not performing as well as we did yesterday, It's all relative. I stopped cheering for myself. I started dragging myself down. It is so easy to do that. I love seeing that people are asking their entire fitness class to high five in the mirror. That's fucking awesome. I love you guys so much. I love you. How often? Never. Not enough. Not often. Never. 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 I don't ever recall a time I've cheered for myself. Never. Are you fucking kidding me? Rarely. This is all of us, everybody. Never, 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 never. We're going to change that. This motherfucker is going to change that, okay? Because I want you to see a human being who deserves support and celebration, because you do. We can change this, because not cheering for yourself is a habit. Learning how to high five yourself forward as you're working toward everything that you deserve and dream about, that's a habit too. And that's what you're going to learn when you read this book. By the way, I want to invite all of you to join something called the High Five Challenge. It's the5challenge.com. It's free. You got me as your coach for 5 days. We've got thousands of people already registered in it. It starts October 4th. High Five Challenge. Get your ass in there. Get every friend, every family member. It will be rated G. I will not be swearing in that one. Get in there. You're going to get the tools, the community. You're going to me as your coach for 5 days. It's free. I am going to lift you up. I am going to rocket your ass through that challenge. You're going to fly so high with your energy and your excitement. You're going to reconnect with your confidence. You won't even know what's going on. You're going to be so lifted up. High Five Challenge. Get in it. I bet you came to the same conclusion I did. Almost never. The question is why, guys? Why are we not cheering for ourselves? If being loved, encouraged, and celebrated feels so darn good, if it keeps you going and helps you achieve your goals, why don't you do it for yourself? The answer is simple. No one's ever taught you how. That's where your friend Mel Robbins comes in. I've just written the manual on self-love, on self-empowerment. It's backed by science. It's going to change your life. You will likely be crying in chapter 1. And if not, your jaw will be on the floor when you read about the power of high fives and the research they've done in the MBA about the power of high fiving, the research they've done with kids, the research they've done on your brain, the research they've done with leaders, the research that explains why these simple things work. So everybody, I just want to say I love you. I'm so proud of what we're putting out in the world. I want you to have your hands on this. I want you to grab a copy. I cannot thank you enough for your support, for your belief. I cannot thank those of you enough who originally thought the high five habit was weird and stupid and started doing it anyway. I cannot thank you enough for telling your friends, for posting on social media. Please continue to do that. We're on a mission here to teach all of humanity this simple science-backed secret that anybody of any age can start doing. I cannot wait for you to read this. I can't wait for you to try the high five habit. I can't wait for you to feel. Give me 5 days. 5 days. Push through the weirdness. Push through the resistance. Push through the shame. Push through the self-doubt. Push through the fear. Push through the self-hatred. 5 days. That's all I'm asking. Do it 5 mornings in a row. You can also jump into highfivechallenge.com. We're going to put that in here and pin it. Do you know how to do that? Put it in and pin it?
No, we can run.
I think I can figure out how to do that. I don't know how to do that, but we're going to figure out how to do that. And get in there. It's free. You got nothing to lose, and I want to lift you up. But get the book. Thank you so much. If you please are on chapter 4 and you already love it, would you please go leave a rave review if that's honest for you? If you are listening, yes, it's available on Audible. It's number 1 on Audible. We are the number 1 book in the world right now in terms of audiobooks. And we are like one of the top books in the world right now on all of Amazon. And it's because of you. And this is what the world needs right now. We do not need more celebrity bullshit. We do not need more politics. We do not need more like escapism. You need to learn how to stand in front of the mirror and look at the human being who's staring back at you, who needs you. You need empowerment. You need celebration. You know why you celebrate your birthday? Because you're still alive and breathing. How about you bring that every morning to the mirror, no matter where you are? I love it already. Health and Glow Journey, please go leave a review. It's a huge deal to leave a review right now. Even if you're just on chapter 3 and all your review says, I'm only on chapter 3 and I love, 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 love it. That's honest because you wrote it. Please, please, please leave a review if you love it. I don't care if you're only on sentence number one. It would be a way you could high five me back and get in the high five challenge. I'm going to be reading every single day. We're going to read the book from front to back, live on Instagram and Facebook every single day between now and October 15th. What you're also going to hear about is a master class we're going to be teaching for free about the science in this. All of this is coming. Make sure you jump on our email list, melrobbins.com/newsletter. Make sure you get yourself a copy. Thank you for your reviews. Thank you so much for the photos you're posting. Thank you for believing in me. And thank you for doing the work to learn how to believe in yourself again. I love you. I believe in you. And nothing makes me happier than seeing you believe and love in yourself again too. High five, everybody. I don't know how to end all this. And I got to do this. Okay. We're not going to. I think we can end this. End live video. Bye, Facebook. I'm going to talk to Instagram for just one more minute because I want to pin this comment. I think I can do it. High five. Thank you, everybody. I'm going to just stay right here and talk to you for a second as I type. High five challenge.com. I have no, I think once I post it, I can pin it, right? Post.
Yeah, that sounds like something.
I don't know what's happening. I don't, oh, there it goes. Okay. How do I pin it? Oh, pin comment. Girl, just learned something. High five, Mel. Yes. High five, everybody. We just are learning tech on the fly here. Not bad for a almost 53-year-old woman. All right. I love you. I believe in you. Have an amazing day. Thank you for everything you're doing. High five.